No, he's turning here. You are turning here, right?
Yeah, okay. So, so Gord Downie is dead. He had terminal brain cancer, and he died yesterday. Or I think he died the day before. But the official statement by the family or whoever came down yesterday morning. And it sucks, because I really like the Tragically Hip, and we're not going to hear any more new music from them. So it really sucks for us, and it sucks for anybody who knew Gord Downie and was like intimately close with him, like family and close friends, bandmates, obviously, associates. I mean, I saw the Tragically Hip like almost 30 years ago, I think. First time I saw them was at Ontario Place, at the Forum. Before it was the Molson Amphitheater, it was the Forum. It was this open air, tent style venue with a spinning stage in the middle. And it's funny to watch a band playing, and partway through the show, they're all showing you their asses. But anyway, it was good. It was a good show. And then I was lucky enough, my wife was able to get tickets to one of his final shows in Hamilton last year, in the summer, and that was a really good show. So I feel fortunate that I was able to see him perform before he passed away. And they're just a great band. I really, really enjoy their music. You know, they're distinctly Canadian in the songwriting and in the music they play, and they never really took off in the United States really big. But I think for a lot of Canadians, they're okay with that. They're glad to have the Tragically Hip be their own, you know what I mean? But, and here's where I get all cynical. But I'm not sad that Gord Downie died. I didn't know the man. I didn't have a personal relationship with the man. Sadness and grief, I think those are domains that really belong to his family and friends. People who are close to him, people who work directly with him, and people who are his associates in the industry, and, you know, have personal memories with him, as opposed to seeing him on stage or listening to his music at the cottage or in the car. And when I see on social media over the last day, some people making multiple posts about it, expressing words that are hyperbolic. You know, people saying things like, "Words can't describe the sadness I'm feeling today at the loss of this great Canadian icon," or "My heart is broken because we've lost Gord Downie," and things like that. And it kind of irritates me, because you didn't know the guy, and you're using words that you would use at a eulogy for a close personal friend. If I died and I went to heaven, and at the eulogy you said, "Words can't describe the pain I'm feeling at the loss of my good friend Craig," or "My heart is broken knowing that Craig will no longer be in my life," yeah, I'd be like, "Oh man, those are really nice words. I'd feel really good about that up in heaven." Not that I believe in heaven, but hypothetically. But then if I'm up in heaven and I'm, you know, scrolling through my Facebook feed, and I bet you get really good reception in heaven. And I see on your Facebook post that you said the exact same thing about a musician you never fucking met. I'd be kind of pissed off that you're using the type of language that should be reserved for family and close friends to describe a celebrity. And it's not that you feel this genuine level of sadness. Now, far be it from me to, you know, diminish your feelings if you put this shit out there. Who am I to tell what you're feeling? Well, I know what you're feeling because I know it's not genuine. It's disingenuous. And you could say that, well, no, I'm just using flowery words to express my point. Fine, you're using flowery language that, in my opinion, should be reserved for people that you fucking care about. You actually genuinely know and care about. But maybe some people do care about celebrities in that level. I don't know. I've never felt that way about celebrities. They're people. They're people I don't know who produce stuff that I tend to enjoy. Or sometimes I don't enjoy, so I don't fucking care either way. But what this comes down to, and this has been, a comedian expressed this on stage. What this comes down to is people on social media engaging their ego, the worst aspects of their ego, to do this. They're going on social media, and in his comedy bit, he's talking about how when a disaster happens or when a tragedy happens, like a terrorist attack or something like that, right? But it's true when people do the same thing when a celebrity dies or when a national icon dies or what have you. What you're doing is you're saying, hey guys, I know there's a lot of really crazy shit happening in the world right now, but don't forget about me, I'm sad too. That's what you're doing. You're saying, hey, yeah, I know Gord Downie died. His family's probably really in a bad place right now. They're probably really upset, but I want everyone to know that I'm also sad. And I know the people who hear me criticizing this kind of social media expression are gonna slam me saying, that's not true, that's not why they do it. But it is. Don't fucking lie. It's why you do it. And the Prime Minister, of all fucking people, who, I'll give him a little bit of leeway here because my guess is and my understanding is he probably did know Gord Downie a little bit more directly than most people did. My understanding is they worked on reconciliation projects together for, Indigenous people who suffered under the school system, 50 years ago. But he got in front of cameras and started giving a teary speech about, how he was more Canadian than anyone. He didn't say that exactly, but he was essentially talking about how he exemplified being Canadian, and he expressed being Canadian in his music. And yeah, we all know that. That's why we all like the music. That's why Canadians recognize it as distinctly Canadian band, the Tragically Hip. But he didn't miss a beat. He was able to, of course, wedge in his pet social justice project reconciliation efforts. Now, I don't think that Justin Trudeau knew Gord Downie really closely or well. Maybe he did, I don't know. But my guess is they worked together on things of a charitable nature, of a humanitarian nature, I don't know. But I think a gracious thing for the Prime Minister to do, instead of getting up there and crying and then turning it into something about, his pet social justice project, which of course was, Gord Downie was involved in as well. So I guess he has some legitimate reason to bring it up. But I don't know that it was necessarily the time for it. And because he's a politician, I have some, I think, deserved cynicism about it. Now, it's not up to me to put words in the mouth of the Prime Minister, but if I were Prime Minister, I would make my remarks short and sweet, regardless of how well I knew him, because I don't think Trudeau and him were close personal friends. I think they knew each other. I think they met each other, probably exchanged words on half a dozen occasions. I don't know. And if I'm wrong, correct me. I will completely admit that I'm not 100% informed on this issue. But I think, for me, I would express something along the lines of, yeah, it sucks. I really enjoyed their music. I think Gord Downie was a great guy, from what I know of him. And I think Canadians are going to be sorry today because he's no longer with us. And leave it at that. But the point is, I mean, people talk about the death of an icon. Well, the nature of icons is they're icons. They don't die, right? Everything associated with Gord Downie still exists. His music is distinctly Canadian music. All the footage of him in concert still exists. All the photos of him still exist. Every word he ever gave in an interview still exists. So the icon's not dead. We're no longer going to hear music from the guy anymore. But the musicians that make up the Tragically Hip, they're still musicians. They're still going to go on. I don't think they're going to continue on with the name Tragically Hip. They're probably going to all go off and do their own different projects or start a new band. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe they will. Maybe one of Gord's last, requests was, hey, keep the band alive and continue to speak for Canada, continue to make music about Canada, tell the Canadian story. Who knows? I don't know. I haven't read the full statements. All I've read is social media posts by people who feel that it's important to make this whole thing about them. But hey, who the hell am I? Here I am making a video about the whole subject. So, talk about ego. Anyway, those are just my thoughts on the issue. I just wanted to, not an issue, it's not even an issue. Thoughts on the event and thoughts on what I'm witnessing on social media. And yeah, I just want to get that out there. Anyway, thanks.